Hi everyone, it's the 2 Minute Terminator. It's episode 24. We're going to call Eleanor Fitzgerald. Sorry we've been off air of late, but I was busy working, and then Ellie decided to go and get drunk for an entire weekend, so she wasn't around to do a show. Let's see if she's in. We're going to go from minutes 48 to 50. We're just waiting for her now. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, wow. You sound chipper.
I am. Can I just plug my headphones in?
Get it. Why do you bother doing this podcast with you?
I know you're recording.
Are you still there? Sorry, I'm 17 minutes late.
Yo!
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 Hello, listeners. It's episode 25 of the 2 Minute Terminator. We're going from minutes 48 to 50. The 2 minutes. The 2 minutes bridging that gap. I'm Ethan McKinley.
And I'm Ellie Fitzgerald.
Hit the goddamn music. Shut up, Ellie.
Watch out for machines, they're unstoppable. Watch out for machines, they will rule the world.
Yay, we're back.
Yay!
Yay.
So I would just like to start with the fact that I contacted the t-shirt company.
Oh!
I didn't hear from them on Friday.
Okay.
And today I was just like, oh shit, I should probably chase that up, because as we know, people will never chase you unless it's for money. So I called them up and they were like, oh, we're really sorry, the order got put in late, so we're hoping to get them by tomorrow or Thursday at the latest. So apologies, people. I think it's the kid that was working there part-time obviously didn't put the thing through properly, so we're still waiting on those big
motherfucking kid.
I know, right? It's like it was the kid with the pimples. Yeah, so they apologised profusely, and I said, well, you're letting down avid listeners of our 2 Minute Terminator podcast.
All three of them.
All three of them.
The ones who are now demanding more shows that we missed. My reason for not being available last Wednesday to Friday, listeners, was I was working at the GQ Man of the Year Awards.
Unfortunately not receiving a prize.
Where I got to sit and watch other people whose dreams had come true and got to show their talents and were welcomed into a world, you know,
and have them turn their nose up at you,
in a way that my absent father never did. And
if you had to give an acceptance speech, so say you won like a trophy for something, who would you actually thank? Because you wouldn't thank God or Jesus, because you're a cynic.
I wouldn't know. I usually freeze up when it comes to that. I get terrible stage fright.
Do you?
Yeah. As we'll hear in the forthcoming Questionable podcast I just recorded with world famous philosopher and author Daniele Bellelli. Actually, not my fault this time. I just think he was because
Not quite awake.
Yeah, he was a bit. After 50 minutes, he kind of warmed up, and we both hit our groove. And we started chatting about religion and fundamentalism and drugs and time travel and God knows stuff and things and psychedelic experience and religious experience. So yeah.
So how could that not have been a fucking electric conversation?
Because sadly, which is what we discovered with this show through Skype, for some reason there's a delay. When I call you on Viber, it's like you're in the room. The Skype.
Yeah, it's crystal clear. Not on Viber.
Yeah, on Skype there's like a 1 second delay. So you ask a question, then there's like a gap. So I'm going through it now as I'm editing, taking all the gaps out, so it's got a flow to it.
So it's got a flow to it.
And then he did the electronic voice thing that went like that, and that went bloody.
That's my favourite. That's when there's a glitch in the Matrix.
It's like, do you see an end to religion? And then like he went and he turned into like a robot in a drain. So I was like, haha.
And then he turned into a lizard person and scuttled beneath the earth.
Possibly. So
Definitely.
at the GQ Awards, I met Ellie's favourite, Sam Smith.
Oh, fucking hell, that faggot.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Haven't you seen that movies?
Chris O'Dowd.
Who's that?
He's the one out of the IT crowd. Nicholas Hoult was there from X-Men First Class and About a Boy. Will Ferrell was there in a lovely suit. Gary Lineker, famous UK soccer player. I didn't. The person next to me did, but he was very polite and very nice. And Ant-Man Paul Rudd was there. He was very polite and nice.
Oh, I quite like him actually.
David Gandy, the world famous supermodel, my one-time ex-brother-in-law of sorts.
Oh, he is so hot.
And
sorry, do carry on.
well, the cherry on top, who I didn't recognise for the entire night, and pertinent to this podcast.
Can I give a drum roll?
You just hitting your breast. It sounds like breast meat you're hitting.
I don't think there's enough meat to make that kind of sound, but carry on.
Sarah Connor herself, Daenerys Targaryen, Mother of Dragons, Emilia Clarke, she was there.
And you didn't even recognise her.
And I was talking to her, I didn't recognise her.
Think, dude, you could have recorded like a voice clip and we could have added that to the show.
Can I have a lemon and lime? What? No, have a drink, go on. Like, non-drinker Ethan was bullying this poor girl. I thought she was related to Helena Bonham Carter. She looked like a young Helena Bonham Carter relative of. Yeah.
You've been speaking to Bolelli for too long.
Christoph Waltz was there. Blofeld, allegedly himself. So there was lots. I think it's the most star-studded room I've ever been in.
Stars, yeah.
Well, not hanging around with stars, but, you know.
Alright, serving stars, hanging around with stars. What's the fucking difference?
But people whose dreams have come true have lovely smiles on their faces, let me tell you.
Yeah, because I can afford a lovely smile.
It's like, it's all worked out. Ah, smile. Great. It's all going to be okay. Bills? Who cares?
Let me tell you something about smiles.
Let me tell you something about
smiles. That you were
smiles.
going to do, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and of course your Go Compare advert's out now.
It is. It came out last Monday, or actually 7 days or 8 days ago last week.
I haven't actually seen it on TV. My dad saw it the other day. My dad was like, "Oh, I saw Ethan the other day." And I was like, "What? Where?" He went, "On TV."
Well,
Fuck.
we'll finish the show with it. I'll put it on the end of this podcast.
Hey man, what happened to your bike?
What happened to your
I
bike,
can't
man?
get over how American you actually sound.
That's why I think they did something with the voice, because we did lots of separate tracks. Maybe they got another actor to do it.
No, you can tell it's you, dude.
Okay. It doesn't sound like me.
You can definitely tell it's you, but it sounds a bit more high-pitched.
Yeah.
Like they've kind of heightened the tone and pitch of your voice.
Yeah.
You look great.
That's why it's probably someone else. Let's not kid ourselves. To those that don't know, we recorded this actually yesterday, but for some reason, well, not for some reason, we've discovered why now, as you've been a follower of this show, everyone. Mics 1 and 2 blew up and stopped working. I just got them repaired, got them back last week. Those two with Ellie, 150, 200 miles away. And the two mics I got here in my location, mics 3 and 4, just decided to crap out on me. So
the night before you had to do an important podcast.
Yeah. But if you hold them at a certain angle, they do work. So
a jaunty angle, eh?
yeah, hopefully they'll be okay. But they need seeing to, basically. Ooh.
And the lovely, is it Shore, isn't it? They fixed your other ones for free the first time, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's probably not going to happen this time. Because I don't know, it sounds like...
Who's this fucking scumbag thinking of pull the wool over our eyes trying to get free fixes every time?
Well, it sounds like you're bullshitting, doesn't it? So...
Well, I don't know, if you come across as sincere...
Well, I think what happened
is...
You're
an actor, you can fucking...
I think they were all broken. It's just 3 and 4 have only been on the precipice of being broken. So I think the wire inside, which is what Shaw said it was, has come loose now. So it's like touch and go. So one more trip across town or on the train, and we're kind of done for. Go. Yeah, so I'm not sure. What should I do, Ellie? Should I buy another mic?
Shit, dude, it is going to cut into your bike fund, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think I'm going to wait till next year to do that now after all the rigmarole.
Well, if you're definitely sure you're going to wait till next year, then I would say buy the mic, because you need that. You've got lots of podcasts coming up, dude.
I just think if I have a studio here and you have a studio where you are, there's less travel.
You won't have to cart that shit around.
So it's
less taxing on your old back as well, darling.
Yeah. So it's just one less thing to carry. I bought a new sound desk. It's just, I can't believe these mics, man.
Sound desk.
Of all the times it could have gone wrong, it's with this big Daniele Bellelli podcast. But
anyway, we should get back to our little baby brother podcast, which is 2 Minute Terminator. Which
is actually the more fun and successful of both podcasts.
Exactly. No, dude, that's bullshit. Your JC Johnson podcast has now reached over 5,000 views. The guy has not died, and it hasn't been on your fucking website for over a year.
Indeed.
So that's amazing. And the biggest news, I think, of the year for you is the fact that you've just got Graham Hancock to agree to come on your show.
This is true.
Which is pretty fucking awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
Round of applause. Yeah, because we went to see him give a lecture about his new book and basically spent the first 10-15 minutes explaining what he couldn't actually explain to us in further detail on the talk. We're like, all right, mate, just get on to the shit that you can't talk about. And the fucking crying babies. Oh my god. Why take a baby anywhere public?
Especially to a lecture, all three of you.
Jesus titty fucking Christ. Because you know at some point you're going to have to walk out and you're going to miss it anyway. Never understood that. Fucking annoys me. The only thing I hate more than women is fucking parents and babies. Sorry, rant over.
Well, yes, Graham Hancock is coming on the show. How exciting is that? Woo! So,
dude, don't
right.
get stage fright in front of that guy.
No, it's just this Skype thing, man. It's just it really affects things because you're on tenterhooks just because it keeps dropping out. And you ask a question, they don't reply. And you're like, oh, God's sake.
I've lost them.
Yeah. So. Let's hope. Anyway, on with minutes 48 to 50.
I'm with the show. So, do you have any facts that you want to hit off with so I can do my piece?
Do your piece. We have a fact attack.
Fact attack.
And this is where Ellie acts surprised. Because we've already discussed this. Right, we're at the scene where I guess two men come to the assistance of John Connor, and like a little shitbag, he kind of like turns the tables on them and uses his Terminator.
He does. Cocky little wanker.
Uses his Terminator to attack them. They check if he's okay. So they're both stuntmen. One's called Gerard D. Williams. Now there's a black guy and a white guy. Which one do you think Gerard is, Ellie?
The black guy.
Boom. Why do you think that?
Because his middle initial is G. G clearly stands for gangster. Plus, you don't get white men called Gerard.
Well, Gerard's did a bunch of stuff. Battleship with his most recent film, which was in 2012. That was 3 years ago, so I hope he's okay. He doesn't say he's dead here, but he's...
It doesn't say he's dead.
He goes weirdly under the the pseudonym of Gus Williams. So I'm assuming the G is for Gus.
No.
Yeah.
It's just like the most gangster, black name. And another example of that is I remember I found out that 50 Cent's real name was Otis.
No, it's Curtis.
And I was like, no fucking wonder he changed his name to 50 Cent.
No, it's Curtis Fiddy. Jackson. It's not Otis.
No, I swear it's like Otis something.
No, it's Curtis.
Oh, fuck. Curtis. That's not very... Oh, shut up.
Curtis
Tell us
Jackson.
more about this G'd up from the feet up fucking
stuntman
in this scene. Yeah.
Well, Gerard's done a bunch of really good films. He's been in Chain Reaction back in the 90s, the Keanu Reeves action vehicle. He's done Die Hard with a Vengeance. He's done Naked Gun 33 1/3, Silence of the Hams he's been in. Posse Trespass, which I've mentioned before.
Is that a legit film?
What?
Silence of the Hams?
Yeah, they did. There's a lot of like Naked Gun meets Aeroplane rip-offs. Dom DeLuise is in it, I think. Yeah, he is.
Porno.
Yeah, it's a 1994 film directed by Ezio Greggio. And it stars Billy Zane, Dom DeLuise, John Astin, who was, of course, Gomez from the TV show The Addams Family back in the 60s and 70s. Bubba Smith, who played Hightower in, Police Academy. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Rip Taylor, the giant gay from the Jackass movies. In its undefense, sadly, it's only got a 4% on IMDb. So it's apparently not that good. American Me he was in, which is famous for its prison rape with a knife on a bag of rice, as Patrice always talks about, which I've not seen.
Jesus Christ.
Boys in the Hood, Payback. So yeah, Action Jackson, the Carl Weathers connection, which of course he starred with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator.
Just doing stunts, yeah?
Just doing stunts. He just had a little speaking part in this.
Of course.
Come on, man, let's go.
Pretty much to have his fingers broken.
Better actor than me. And bringing up the rear is the guy in the relax. Bringing up the rear is the guy in the yellow vest, Or the yellow wife beater.
Almost a spitting image of Def Leppard's lead singer.
You think? Oh
Yeah,
yes, in that. Well, that was right in the wheelhouse of the Death Leppard days. I think because I looked at his mullet and I thought Mel Gibson.
Oh God, I don't know. Gibson's mullet doesn't have as much volume as.
What are you talking about?
Guys.
I mean,
there's volume, but this one's proper like bouffant.
No. Oh God, no. If you Google Mel Gibson Lethal Weapon 3, if you look at his hair in that, like in Lethal Weapon 2, I think they got the balance.
It's my least favourite of all of them, so I probably don't remember it as much.
Yeah, no, 104. 4 was worse. I think they hit the high and they got the tone perfect between.
2 was the best one.
Yeah, because they got the comedy and the drama just spot on. I think the first one is like a proper serious action film, but it kind of misses because of that. And I think they really, I guess, because they knew each other better and they exploited their relationship and how well they got on screen and off.
It was more kind of good cop, bad cop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I actually saw 2 first and then I saw 1.
They got Mel's mullet perfect in that. It had the right amount of spiky on top and the back, like it was feathered and rolled nicely behind the ears, but it didn't come out. In 3, it's literally like a bird that swallowed a plate. The back of his mullet head goes out like...
that joke.
Yeah, it's...
Bird neck and bird brain should get along like a house on fire.
Thanks, Blackadder. But anyway, Jim Palmer, who looks not dissimilar from Rowdy Roddy Piper now, the recently deceased, God rest his soul. He's in Straight Outta Compton. He's been in Insurgent, The Wedding Ringer.
Straight Outta Compton that's just come out?
Yeah, he's still working. Whatever happened to Gerard, we'll never know. But this guy's been in Inherent Vice, that awful film. Doesn't say. But he must be in his 50s now, because I guess T2 is 25 years old.
Yeah. Well done, dude. Apparently men with long, luscious hair go the mile.
Except this one.
Oh, I was trying to give you a backhanded compliment.
I know. Just give me a backhand at his own.
And it just backfired.
No, he's done some good... All the stuff he's done, he's like massive films. Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Transcendence, that shitty movie with Johnny Depp, Amazing Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 1, Jack Reacher, The Lone Ranger, as I said, G.I. Joe Retaliation. I'm just doing lists. This is the episode of lists. I apologise, listeners.
It's not as depressing as Schindler's List. Or as sexy, there's no shouting.
Well, I've got another fact attack for you.
Fact attack.
This one's from American listeners, particularly that gun nut militia group toting David Koresh type James Spaldner. Sorry, love you. The handgun is a Coltonic, and it's a custom gun, Spaldner. It's a mix of a Colt Government Model top and a Detonic Score Master bottom, and it was built for the movie by Steambridge Gun Rentals.
I don't know what any of that stuff means.
It's a hybrid of 2 guns. It's the top part, the barrel and the slider, is a Colt Government Model, which is the top part, and the bottom part, I guess, the pipe and the handle and stuff and the trigger mechanism is a Detonic Score Master, which is the bottom part of the gun. They've just blended and fitted together 2 guns to make a custom gun. Why, I have no idea, but Steambridge Gun Rentals made it.
I like that though, the attention to detail.
Thanks. Well, those are only 3 facts.
I meant the gun, you fuck.
To mention, like we've done in the last 35 episodes, there's a billboard, if you're watching, in the very background, listeners.
You and that fucking billboard.
The billboard was taken...
Has it got the fucking Go Compare picture on it or something? You're really pushing this billboard.
No, but it should.
It fit in with the movie. We do have a lovely shot of the Harley Davidson in the background there, don't we?
We do. That's the FTLS 1990 Fat Boy.
And then Ethan McKinley drives by screen. Hey man, what happened to your bike?
Hey man, what happened to your bike?
Higher.
Hey man, what happened to your bike?
Yeah, it's more like that.
Yeah,
Maybe because you were shouting it and it was outside.
Yeah. Or they just got another actor to do it and overdubbed
it just got someone else. They were like, this guy's voice is shit. So maybe you shouldn't sign up to that
voiceover agent. With my vague lisp, with my leading back, middle, bottom tooth. I can't enunciate shit.
You sound like a northerner drowning. Did we find out what the car was? Because I really wanted to know what the car was.
We don't, but it looks a little bit like... Because it's yellow, it looks like the car that's in Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Good shout. Actually, sorry to change the subject, but I went to go see a band this weekend. They're called Permageddon, and they do, like, 80s music, but they also do, like, 80s covers as well. And one of the guitarists, I shit you not, he's like the spitting image of Bruce Campbell. And as he was playing, all I could see was just all this like weird shit going on, like in my mind, like I was watching Evil Dead like 2 and 3. I don't know. I don't count Evil Dead 1 so much. I don't think it's as good. I think 2 is my favourite.
Yeah. Well, a bit like Lethal Weapon 2, they got the balance of everything right, didn't they?
It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so sorry, I digress. Just thought I'd mention the fact I've seen a Bruce Campbell lookalike.
Well, the reason
you should do a podcast with them. They're amazing.
The reason I mention it is because the yellow 1973 Oldsmobile Buick Delta, which is in Evil Dead, was Sam Raimi's original old car, which they used for the shooting, and it's been in every Sam Raimi film since. It's in Darkman, it's in Evil Dead 2, it's in Evil Dead 3, it's in Spider-Man 1, 2 and 3.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Sam Raimi puts it as a little cameo, apart from Bruce Campbell, in all his films. We're fact-attacking other movies.
I know, right? Fucking hell, you're on fire. What was I going to say? The way Arnold Schwarzenegger is looking at these two guys, I find that's pretty... Again, I wonder what Arnold Schwarzenegger was going through, like, in his head when he was, like, asked to do these kind of scenes, because he just kind of stands there, just with his face, like, motionless, like he's been injected with Botox.
Well, Laurence Olivier used to think about, or Dustin Hoffman, sorry, used to think about his shopping list and stuff. It's whatever... You can't be a completely blank slate, can you? And you can't be maybe in character. Who knows?
Like, what would stop you from your mind wandering? Like, I'm terrible. I constantly have shit going on in my head, and most of the time it's, like, stupid shit, so I'll just start laughing to myself. Like at work. All of a sudden I'll just hear something and remember something. Or while I'm listening to this podcast, and yeah. Anyway, again, I digress. Have you got any more facts for us, Ethan?
No. It's, I mean, I suppose the crux of this scene, essentially, if you want to get into the, I guess, the philosophy or anything behind the story here, is that this boy's discovered he's got his own killer robot, and I guess, like the gun, any technology is an ambiguous stimulus, and it's whatever you impress upon it which either makes it good or evil.
Do you reckon the reason he kind of turned on those dudes is he kind of felt like he got a bit drunk on power now that he realises he's got this robot to kind of do his bidding?
Yeah, of course. Well, that's why he did it. And then when Arnie pulls the gun out, he obviously realises that how far...
He goes to shoot G-Man in the face!
Exactly. He was going to shoot Gerard after breaking his wrist, or like giving him at least a boxer's fracture.
So again, it kind of goes to show we've kind of seen Arnold Schwarzenegger in this I'm a protector and almost kind of father figure like, but then we're thrust back into reality and we're reminded that he's a cold-killing machine.
Well, I think at the same time they're both father...
Straight for the face? Come on, dude. You're a fucking Terminator. Just rip his face off. Don't shoot him in the face.
Well, I think that
I'm cold, man.
They're both father figures to each other initially at the start, isn't it? Because I think at the beginning, John is the father figure going, you can't do this and you can't do that.
Oh my god, I've just fucking drunk water that I thought was water and it's got... Oh god, it's got tea tree oil in it. Oh, fuck.
My friend Saskia drank a cat of my wee-wee once.
Tell the story whilst I find something to replenish myself with.
Well, she came to my house drunk, and it was a very... I'm sure we've all done this, guys. When it's so cold in your house, and the Brixton house was so deathly cold, I didn't want to leave the room because it was so icy cold in that hallway between the two, like the bathroom, which was like miles and miles away. So it was so cold, I did a wee in an empty can of Coke, and just put it on the windowsill. And then Saskia turned up in the middle of the night. She'd been to a club, and she was looking out the window, and she went, "Oh, a can of Coke," and started swigging it. I was like, "No," and it was too late. And I was like, "I weeded that." She's like, she just shrugged her shoulders and went, "Okay, whatever."
Be cool, man. Be cool. Well, if she was drunk, she'd been drinking shit that tastes like piss all evening anyway. So.
Exactly. So. You know.
And that's the end of that chapter.
That's the end of that chapter. Oh. You know, I did an event in the summer, and I started drinking this bottle of water, and it was really minty. I'm dragging this out, of course. This happened over a course of 2 seconds, but it felt like it went on forever. The water was minty, and I was like, "Oh no, what had happened, Ellie?"
Mojito?
No, someone had drank the water, or some of the water out of it.
Oh, chewing gum.
No, they'd use mouthwash, because there's mouthwash in the staff kind of like hygiene box. They'd use mouthwash to freshen their breath.
You You did an Alan Partridge.
Had nowhere to spit it and spat it into this bottle, and I came in after getting my lunch, grabbed this bottle and just took a massive fucking belt off it. Yeah.
Well, at least it was yours.
No, it wasn't. It was someone else's bottle I just picked up, and it was full of minty spit.
Oh, I thought you meant you'd spat. Oh. Oh.
So, anyway.
Not as disgusting as drinking tea tree oil. That was warm, man. Fucking hell.
That's right, I put hair on your chest. I was going to say, Lee, I was going to say about this scene, John Connor starts off as the father figure, and eventually the T800, it's been a busy day. He becomes the father figure.
True. Very true.
Well, I think the turning point in his character there, he goes from this, like, irresponsible kid to being this, oh my god.
All of a sudden he goes, you can't kill people.
Yeah, and he's got this great, like, power.
Why?
In his hands, essentially, and he has to learn to not abuse that power, which is so many people with power have not done throughout history and abused it. You like that scene, don't you? Why?
Yeah, because you just can't. Why? There was a time where anything I asked you, you just replied with why. At first it was annoying, and then it got to a point where it was actually just ridiculously funny.
3 times the
It's always
charm.
better when it ends that way as opposed to the other way around.
Right, do you have anything to add to this scene, Eleanor? Whoa.
Apart from the fact that my throat feels like it's drying up.
Or maybe
I
you,
don't think drinking tea tree is very good for you.
maybe you better go and compose yourself.
Plus, I'm still giggling over the fact that Saskia drank your wee from a Coke can. At least it would have been cold. If it had been on the windowsill as well, so you've got the cold air, you've got the metal of the can.
Yeah.
And there may have still been some carbonated fucking whatever in there. So, and you're a very healthy guy, so I'm sure your wee probably doesn't taste that offensive. Anyway, I'm thinking far too much about this.
I'm sure if you've been juicing beetroots, it's probably not. It comes out like that awful red colour.
Oh god, yeah. Every time that awkward moment when you think you're shitting blood and you're like, this is it. I've got a fucking colon cancer. Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you, but it's wrong and we shouldn't talk about it.
Whoa. Insight.
Yeah, and I think that's me.
Well, thank you all for listening, everyone. I think we should leave it there for now. We'll be back again tonight with episode 26, which is actually tonight's episode. And
Ethan, you shouldn't actually tell them that because they wouldn't have the foggiest.
Well, they do. I think. Well, they do notice when we don't have an episode every day. So as we've said behind the scenes, everyone, we're going to try and restructure our weeks. So if we've got some shit coming up in our lives, we'll of course endeavour to do 2 that night and release them still every day.
Indeed.
Mainly also so we can get this shit out of the way and move on with our lives.
Hasta la vista.
Baby. Oh, here comes the Go Compare advert.
What happened to your bike, man?
Couldn't afford the insurance.
Go compare. What are you like it on your bike? Do you know where? Yes, they're on your side and don't get taken for a ride. Nothing quite compares to Go Compare. It might amaze you what they could save you. Nothing quite compares to Go Compare.
Machines. They're unstoppable. Watch out for machines.